Hello everybody and welcome to another Conan Exiles custom map tutorial. This is tutorial number 26 and today we're going to cover the custom loading screen background and also the hints table where you get the little hints at the bottom of the screen as the player is loading in. So let's go ahead and let's get cracking. I'll change over my desktop here. Alright, so we'll go to our mod folder. And I'll go to Branch and Isles here, and what we want to do is go to our data tables folder, and the first thing we want to do is go ahead and go to miscellaneous, and we're going to go to our data tables, and what we're going to do is we're going to pick the structure and we're going to type loading, and you should see background loading screen structure. So go ahead and pick that one. Alright, and go ahead and name it to whatever your map or whatever you're doing. I'm going to call mine Barachin _ load screens. Okay, and I'm going to open that up and it's going to look like this, and what we want to do is we want to go ahead and we want to create a new row. So we're going to hit the plus sign over here, and you're going to see background path, ultra wide path, and show on maps. We're only going to concentrate on these two top entries. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to call this row number 1. Okay, and I'm going to hit save real quick. And then what we can do real quickly is we'll just kind of minimize this at the moment, and what we need to do is create another folder in our mod folder. So let's go ahead and let's create another folder, and we're going to call this loading screens. Now you want to be careful on how many loading screens you do use, because the higher the resolution image, also the bigger the size, and also this counts against your mod size. Okay, so remember that the megabytes will build up in your mod size. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and right click in here, and I got a loading screen already, so I'm going to go ahead and go to import asset. Okay, and I'm going to go to my desktop, and I have a loading screen from the Empire Stygia that I already had, and I'm going to import that. Now you can do the same thing with your images. Now the thing is, and I'm going to go ahead and bring up GIMP, and my image, I have it in GIMP right now, and you can use GIMP, or I also have it loaded up here in PaintNet. Now if I go to image, I can go here and go to let's see, resize, and it's going to give me the image size, the width, which is 2194 pixels by 1194 pixels. Okay, and GIMP should give me the same exact thing, and I find that that size is perfect for what I'm doing and for my maps. So what you can do is you can edit these, you can set that size up, okay, or what you can do, and I'll minimize this and go back here, what you can also do is you can go up here to the content and type loading, oops, I gotta spell it right, so go to loading screens, and what this will do is this will bring up the Funcom loading screens, and you can use these to kind of give you an idea on size requirements and etc. too. Now they use on their data table, and I'm going to open their data table, it's called loading screen background data table, and you can see that they have theirs loaded up already, and if you look carefully on the first entry, row number 1, you're going to see that the sizes are different, and it's also using a different you got ultra wide path, and you got the screen, okay, the background path. So this is the path where it looks for the loading screen image, and this is also the loading size image as far as if it's a bigger size, you know, ultra wide. Okay, now if you look at some of these sizes here, this one's the dimensions 3440 by 1440. Okay, and then they also have, like I said, down here this exact same image here, these two kind of catty corner from each other. This one's 2560 by 1440. Okay, so you got to pay attention to those. You can use these as reference if you want to use ultra high loading screens. Okay, we'll go ahead and we're not going to do that. We're just going to go ahead and I'm going to use the size that I have and set that up. But you can look, like I said, you can look at their data table, how it's set up, the path, and if you need to use an ultra wide screen, and then it shows on maps. You pick here, like this was says Conan Sandbox, showing the maps on Conan Sandbox. So what we want to do is we want to put our map name in here, and that should load up. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get cracking and get back to what we need to do. Okay, so just to let you know, that's where you can find their loading screens and how to edit them. All right, so going back to our mod folder and back to our data tables, we open that back up. And what we're going to do is we're going to look for the background path. We got to get that background path so we can find it. Okay, so the easiest way to do that is go back to our loading screen folder. Okay, and what we need to do, I'm trying to remember how to do this now, it's been a while. What we can do is find the object path, I believe. Come on, help me out here. Let's see here. It's copies the reference for the path. Okay, so yeah, if you hit copy object path, what we should be able to do now is go back to the data table and go in here and paste it. And then what it's going to do is going to go slash game mods the Brachin Isles loading screen custom map 02 da 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 da. Now you can also put this same path here for the ultra wide, which I'm going to do. I'm just going to reuse it because I'm not worried about the ultra wide paths. I really don't care. Okay, and show on the map. What we can do is we can show on the map Brachin Isles, which are map names. So what you do is you take your map name here, rename. I'm just going to right click to rename it, but copy the actual naming convention so I get it exactly right. Go back to my data table, come over here and put that in the entry and paste it in. Okay, and now I'm going to hit file and save. Now what we need to do is we have to be able to tell this to load up on the actual game, so we need to load it in what? Yes, that's right, our mod controller. So we need to go to the preload, go to our mod controller. Okay, we're going to open that up. All right, and in here, just going to copy the node. All right, and we'll put that in here, but we got to change this, so we got to put in the loading screen background. So that would be the default Funcom loading screen. Okay. And then what we need to do is we need to load ours in, and I'm going to take Brachin and look for load screens. Compile it and save it. Okay, so now we have that saved. All right. So now all that's done. And what we should be able to do now, and really quickly, let me double check myself and make sure. Got our Brachin load screen, data tables, our custom load screen here. Let me go ahead and save that as well, so that way it's saved. All right, so now what we should be able to do is hit play from here, and hopefully it will load in and not the Funcom screens, because what this will do, this should overwrite the first one. However, it's randomized, so I don't know if it's going to show in right away, but we'll find out if it does. So we'll give it a chance here to load up, and what I need to do is what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to play the game. So I'm gonna let this do its thing here real quick, and then we're gonna hit escape, go to menu, and then hit play, and hopefully it will load our loading screen for the first time. But that's how you do it. So what you'll do is you'll load up your loading screens along there and give them each a different row and assignment and a number, and you just merge it into the data table and the mod controller, and that way it'll overwrite the Funcom ones. Okay, if you use the number sequence, all right, to overwrite theirs. That's one way you can totally do it, and just use their numbers, but put your load screens on your data table, and it should overwrite theirs. Okay, because that's how it works. And we'll get this thing loaded in here. Oh, goodness. Take a sip of coffee here. And let it chug along. So I can't wait to get my new motherboard and all that stuff. Can't wait. So it'd be nice to get that. And it'll be a little bit... I'll be back on track where I'm actually loading in quicker. So it'll be a lot more helpful instead of sitting here waiting kind of bogged down at the moment. And hopefully I'll have that in January. So just another month and a half or so of this kind of slow running machine now. Right, we should almost be loaded in here. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll also cover the hints table as well and how to do the hints, so you can put your own custom hints in. And do the exact same thing you do with the loading screens. Use the exact same numbers that Funcom does, so you can override theirs if you want to keep your hints, or you can actually add your hints to their table. It's however you want to do it. It's the best way is to kind of create your own table and then just find the last hint that they put on theirs and go with that. If you want to keep the normal game hints in for people to follow and be able to play on your map, or you can, like I said, start from number 1 and then just add your own things. I put humorous things in there. Most people should know by now how to play the game. However, if you have somebody new coming to the server and they have not played the game, chances are they might be lost if they're dying to have those hints when they load into your server. So, all right, we'll just give this a second longer. Hopefully, I do apologize. I hate this when it takes too long to load in. So there we go. Yeah, we're finally getting somewhere. We're cooking with grease. Okay. So here we are. Let me go ahead and escape, and let me go to, let's see, let's go back to I gotta be able to get us back to the main menu. So let's go ahead, and what we're gonna do is remove our bracelet, kill ourselves, and hopefully this might even make our loading screen work. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of these spawn areas. And let's see. Hopefully we'll load the load screen in. No, it did not. Okay, great. Gotta love this. Alright, so let me hit quit. Exit the main menu. This should get me to the main menu. I was hoping it'd just take us through the recreate and the removal of the bracelet, but I was wrong. I do apologize. Alright, so hopefully we'll get to the main menu here. I'm just hoping it don't bog us down too much. And we'll be able to see our load screen. If not, we'll move on to the hints table and get the hints put together. Hopefully this will work out and we'll get that first load screen. And then I'll show you actually how to kind of create your own load screens as well, and where they save on your hard drive, to where you can paste an image in and get what you need. Okay, so we're gonna just sit here and say we're gonna play online, I believe, or single player. We'll go back to single player with right now. Let it continue, and hopefully this should give us a loading screen. Let's see. Single player. I guess I might have to create a new game. Okay, we can't do it from here. Damn it. All right. Well, we can't do that either. So, gosh darn it. This is a pain in the butt. I haven't played with this new interface where you can hit escape in the dev kit and, you know, mess with that. So let me see the Barachan Isles pack. There we go, the Barachan Isles. Okay. So, yeah, it kicks you out. Okay. Alright, so let me hit play. Let me see if I just hit play and not play from here, and let's see if that kind of loads just like the normal game. If not, I've had it do it before, but I don't know what's going on now. So that's one way you can see your loading screen. The other way is just cook your mod, upload, and make sure your loading screens are loading in. So we'll go ahead and we'll hit the hints table. I apologize it's taking this long. I was hoping we could actually see the damn loading screen. Unless you know what, let me go kill myself. Maybe that's what I need to do. Let me quickly try that. And we'll kill ourselves. Take myself. Okay, I'm not on God mode. Alright, so hopefully one of these crocs will nuke us, and hopefully we see our loading screen. So, okay. That's what I should have done, I think. That's probably the best way to have done it. Come on, crocodiles, kill us. Okay, now hopefully it'll give us our load screen here. After this, I hope. Nope, it didn't. Okay, never mind. Alright. Okay, so we'll just skip that. All right, so cook your mod, try it, and load your images in. Okay, so now how to get your own images in here. All right, so let's go over here and let me slow my camera down. Now to get your own high definition images, all right, what you need to do is, if you want to do it inside the editor, what you can do is you can go to perspective. Okay, up here by perspective in the left hand corner, you're going to go to game view, and then you go to immersive mode, and then you're going to hit the drop down arrow again. You're going to go down to high resolution screenshot. You're going to click this. Now in high resolution screenshot mode, what you got to be careful is now your screenshot size multiplier, depending on your video card, the better the screenshot is. Now the trick here is your video cards can only be limited to so many size, and this thing is going to warn you, okay, as you go up higher. And if you try to go past what your video card is able to do, it will either crash or freeze up. Now I recommend just 1.0 or 2.0 if you're running a GeForce 2080 Ti, or higher. You can go higher on this level. Okay, do not go past 3.0 if you're running anything below a 2080 Ti. Okay, if you're running like a 1080, 1070, stick with the 1.0. That way you don't freeze up, and etc. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and position my camera here, and I'm going to try to get a kind of an interesting screenshot and kind of capture this. And also remember, when you go to do your screenshot capture, you leave enough room down here at the bottom of the screen, because that's where your Age of War and all those different logos that we've seen change throughout our load screens, they're in the center of your screen down here. Okay, so remember that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit take your screenshot, and what's going to happen on the lower right hand side over here at the very bottom of our screen, it's going to tell us where it saved it. So we hit the screenshot, and then we click this link, and what it's going to do is it's going to bring you to your the area on your C drive, which is going to be app data local Conan sandbox saved screenshot windows. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open this with PaintNet, and you can do yours with GIMP. Now I have this screenshot here. What I'm going to do is edit, I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to go over here to the screenshots that I've done before with my SIPTA map, and I'm just going to edit and paste a new layer. Okay, now this is the size of my screenshot here compared to my other one. So all I'm going to do is going to just gently stretch the screenshot about just over the old one, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go File, Save As, and I'm going to go probably PNG or TGA, either way. Let me see it, because I think the original, let me double check the format. The original was PNG. So I'm just going to call this screenshot custom map 01 for now, for my tutorial. I'm going to hit OK, flatten it, and save it with PaintNet. And you can do the same thing with GIMP. Okay, close this. Then we uncheck immersive mode, and then we uncheck game view so we can see all of our volumes and stuff. So we're back to normal here. Okay, now I go back to my custom content, to my loading screen folder. I'm just going to right click, go import asset, and I'm going to go down here and import my loading screen. Then I'm going to right click on it and hit copy object path. Okay, I'm going to go to my data table and my background load screens, and I'm going to add another row. This is going to be row number 2, like so. And then I'm just going to paste those Control V and paste the copy object path. Oops, darn it, did not mean for that to happen. And I'm just going to paste that into the entries, and then for the map I want it to be on, obviously I can just take and copy that from the first entry, come back to entry number 2 and paste that here, file, and save. Okay, and that's how we do that to add custom load screens. And like I said, you can just cook your mod and upload it to Steam or whatever, save it and play it and see if your load screens are loading in. Okay, I do apologize. I was hoping I'd be able to show you the load screen right here in game, but it's not doing that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and cover the custom hints. So quickly, what we'll do is we're going to go ahead in our data table folder here, and we are going to go to miscellaneous. We're going to go to data table. We're going to pick a new struct, and we're going to type HINT for hints and the hint structure. We're going to hit OK. Okay, and BARCHA, Barachan hints. Okay, Barachan hints. I should say Barachan Isles, actually, ISLES, Isles, hints. Open that up, and I'm going to hit the plus sign. I'm going to get a new row. Okay, and same thing. Your map restrictions, you can find that here. Okay, and what we can do quickly is we can go to the actual default Funcom one and type hints. So we can look at that and bring it up. So we got the hints data table. This is the Funcom one. So right here, this is how they have it all set up. So you have your hints. Don't worry about the map restrictions or platform. So these hints are just going to load up on each time. Now you can specify what map you want to do it, and you know, that's whatever you like to do. Okay, and what we can do here now is let me double check, make sure. So the hints table works exactly like the load screens, 1 2 3 4 5 6 for your row number. So I'm just going to go ahead and call this number 1. And for my hint description, this is a map tutorial, T-U-O-R-I, tutorial guide, period. Okay, and then I can hit file, hit save. Okay, so now I have my Barachan hints set up. So that's what my hint will actually load up and be on the screen as we load in with our loading screen. And then how do we do that? Of course, we got to go back to our preload, and let me clear this up here, that entry, so I can find our preloader. Open that up, take this, Control Copy, Control V. We're going to paste that in, connect that node. We're going to type in here hints, get the base hints table, and then we want the, obviously I want my Barachan Isle hints data table, like so. Compile and save it. And so now when I cook the mod and load the mod in, what should happen is you'll see the hints as you load in. Okay, so with the dev kit not able to allow us to see the load screens and stuff, sadly I wish that we could do that, but you know what, let me try one other thing here too real quickly. Let's try this. I'm gonna see if I can recreate the character from scratch and see if it gives us our load screen. So character, recreate character, and let's see if that gives us a loading screen. I'm kind of curious here, because it does run funny inside the dev kit. So let's give that a shot and see if it gives us a load screen like it's playing the game. I'm kind of curious. But yeah, so that's how you do hints and load screens. And like I said, you just toy around with it. I mean, you can do anything you want. You don't have to use in-game screenshots. I was just showing you how to do it in-game. You can also fly around the game with your character and go into vanity mode and find locations and take screenshots. Whatever it is you like to do. You can even put black backgrounds in or create your own art. Whatever it is you need to make your load screens for your server or your map really cool. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and create character real quick, just for fun, and let's see if it actually gives us a load screen. I can't remember if it will. So it may or may not. There you go. Haha! It was fast. But there you saw it. You saw the load screen. And strangely, I keep falling through the world here. I don't know why. I think it's because my player start spawner. There you go. Look at that. So right there was our custom load screen popping in. So, all right. So there you go. So there you have it. That's how you do them, and they do work. Sadly, mine it was really fast because there's not much to load, and my spawn points. One of my spawn points is obviously. Let me double check all my player starts here real quick. So some of them are obviously underground and falling through. So you want to make sure they're pretty high enough. And I must have one below the world somewhere. It's causing us to fall through. Not good. Alright, double check these real quick. Yep, there we go, bad size. That would probably could be a culprit right there. If you have that bad size, that's a problem, because it's, in other words, it's sinking through the terrain. Up there you go. There's the one that's causing us issues right there. It threw me underwater. Okay, and just double check. And now all I'm going to do is content, save all. Alright, so there you have it. You saw how it worked. Okay, so hopefully that will give you an idea and give you all kinds of creative power to do your own custom load screens and everything. So, all right. And if there's any questions, please let me know, and I'll be able to help you out and give you the right direction. Please let me know in the comments on Patreon or in the Discord if there's any tutorials that you want me to cover. Just don't ask me to cover 3D modeling, animation, and things like that, because that's a little bit beyond my league, and it's very technical with how Funcom set up the skeletons and rigs for model characters and things like that. But I can give you basics, tinker with data tables and things like that, items. Hopefully in the next tutorial I will try to cover creating lore books and lore book items. That way you can kind of put your own story in your map and kind of give you, an idea to help your players kind of navigate your map, because it's your world. It's whatever you're creating your map to be. I mean, you could be doing Conan lore, whatever it is that you might be doing. You'll be able to kind of give your players a way to travel around the world and give them hints or clues to find things, that sort of nature. Kind of give them something to explore, because they're new to your world, you're new to your map, they don't know. And that's one of the things that I've noticed with my custom map, the Empire of Stygia. A lot of people have commented how they like the feel that it's new. They're lost. They have no idea where things are. And so it forces them to go out to explore and getting into dangerous situations and things like that. So it's kind of nice to hear that. And also they like the little lore books, because I put little fun things in there and caveats to, make their journey and their adventure on my map very interesting in the world. So with that being said, thank you guys and gals for your support. I really do appreciate it. I'm trying to get these tutorials knocked out, so if I'm a little slow, I do apologize. I do have chemo coming up here December 2nd, so I'm hoping to get one more tutorial video out for you guys, and then I'm going to be down for a little bit. But like I said, I appreciate your guys' support and being subscribed to the tutorial series. And please tell your friends, tell anybody else that might be thinking about creating their own map, and let them know about my series. And if it's really helped you understand how to mod Conan and get you into modding maps and creating your own worlds, and it's helped you a lot, I really do appreciate it. I pick the brains of other modders too when I can and when they're helpful, and sometimes they're not. But I'm trying to give you guys a way to help you, so you don't have to always ask around, but you have a place where there's some knowledge to help you. So I do appreciate it. Thank you guys once again. And without further ado, I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.